I could see, for example, we'll talk about your motors in a minute. I could see that 750 or 1500 watt motor being kind of a nice application in a in a tuk-tuk type of vehicle, as well as motor scooters and motorbikes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, India is actually a very funny market. It is a very complex market.
Yeah.
And we don't sell in India today for several reasons. India is a market where people are not afraid to spend money. They spend a lot of money on foreign brands, right? The products which sell really well there are products like, from Honda, motorcycles,
right.
Toyota cars. So people really give a lot of value to reliability.
Right, okay.
And they have to be cost effective.
Yeah.
And people are shy to get on bicycles or scooters. So if you're a status...
Oh, basically it's a status thing. If I'm riding a bicycle or a motor scooter, that reflects my poverty rather than my concern for the environment and my frugality.
Yes. So people, normally you have got a young generation, they will jump from college to motorcycle and from a motorcycle to a car.
Yeah.
So there is a bicycle culture which is evolving. And that is the bicycle culture which is similar to what we have here in the West.
Right.
Is that people are using bicycle for recreation. So people who use bicycle for daily use, yes, I mean they are you're talking about $50-$60 bicycle being used. So our evaluation is that Indian market, although there is a strong push by Indian government for electric vehicles, is not ready for electric vehicles.
Yeah. Okay. So that means you're focusing on Europe. You're focusing on the United States.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so our focus is really we very much focused in electric bicycle space.
Okay.
And we don't want to look anywhere else. We are passionate about electric bicycle space. We want to really make huge contributions in the electric bicycle space.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the product you've got. You came up with what stimulated this, of course, was the press release that you had that you're offering now a 5-year warranty on the motors. So let's talk about your product line. What is it that you have now? You're offering the bicycle industry.
Yeah. So we essentially one of the things we are able to do, and nobody else is able to do in the market, is that we can really pack a very high power density and torque density in a hub motor with the electronics inside.
Okay.
And people no company, whether it's in Germany or Canada or China, is able to do that today.
Okay.
And so we are successful in being able to do that, and we're also successful in being able to. And these motors have been tested quite extensively. We have been doing the testing for the last 3 years, and so they have. We haven't had any field failures, which are related. So we are very happy where we are.
Okay. With
respect to the technology. So we have pushed the envelope. We are delivering up to 1,500 watts of power in our biggest motor, which is 7.5 kilograms. So we start from 3.5 kilograms, we go all the way up to 7.5 kilograms, and it's a great at least I love motors.
Yeah.
So it makes it really. Makes me feel good that I would like to be able to offer lifetime warranty on our motors,
right?
At some point of time, because we believe that everything is inside the motor, and with our manufacturing techniques and our design techniques, when the motor leaves our factory, we don't we expect the motor to last a lifetime.
Yeah. Now the factory is located, I assume, in India. Where is it located in India?
So we are in the heart of the automotive city, Pune.
Okay. Which
we are
is
very
south
close to.
of Mumbai.
Yes, it would be. It's about I would say 180, 200 kilometers from Mumbai.
Right.
It's about 3.5 hour drive from Mumbai,
Okay.
and we have got. It's a very good location. We have got Tata, Mahindra. We have got BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, all around that area.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So it's a good infrastructure and good. We're able to do all the parts locally within 10, 20 kilometers. We have got the whole supply chain set up.
Okay. So you're offering, I think, if I remember correctly, you've got a 250 watt, which is the low end, and that would be typically what you would equip a European bike with.
Yes.
And then you've got, what's the gradients up to the 1500 watt?
So we are able to offer 250, 350, 500, 750, 1000, and 1500.
Okay. And I assume that obviously the package size gets bigger. The 250 is obviously smaller than the 1500 and so on.
Yeah, so we have 3 platforms today.
Okay.
We have got what we call a 4.5 kilogram platform, a 6 kilogram platform, and a 7.5 kilogram platform.
Okay.
So 4.5 kilogram platform, we push up to 500 watts. 6 kilogram platform, you push up to 750 watt.
Okay.
And the 7.5 kilogram, you push up to 1500 watts.
Okay. How would you compare, for example, let's take because that would give me some frame of reference. How would you compare size and weight, mass, whatever you want to describe, of your 750 watt motor compared to the WaveCrest motor that's outside it? It's about yay big and, probably weighs, I'm guessing, somewhere in the neighborhood of, 15 to 20 pounds at least.
Yes, so we are half the size.
Okay.
We had so the first motor. Again, this is. I think at that time we had no clue what really we were doing. We were just making a motor for the fun of making a motor. So
right.
The first motor was about 11 kilograms.
Okay.
About so it's more than
a little
50,
over 30,
I think
almost 30 pounds.
Yeah, 11 kilograms. You're talking 23, 24 pounds.
Yeah.
25. Yeah, something like that. And then when we did the motor in electric motion systems, E plus electric bike, we had brought the weight down to about 8.5 kilograms.
Okay.
And then with the 5-phase, we are down to 6 kilograms.
Okay.
So that is, and then I think we want to go further in the weight reduction. We are looking at next generation to be much lighter than this. We have got some exciting R&D going on in this field.
Okay.
We have continued to reduce the weight of hub motor substantially, and make it more power and less weight.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a technical question here, because as you may be aware, of course, I'm launching an e-bike enterprise called
Yes.
ePedaler, and maybe we can chat about that a little bit later. But I'm curious as to, I had a poll that I've been running on the ePedaler website asking people about things they would like in an e-bike and that type of thing. And I'm curious as you've got essentially 3 configurations. You've got a hub motor in the rear, which is, I think, the example of one of the photo in the press release you sent me. There's the mid-motor design, which is sort of Panasonic, the Bosch design. And then you've got also then the front hub. But I'm curious, your view, which of those is more efficient use of energy, or does it make any difference? I've been told that one is actually better than the other. I'd like your view.
Well, it makes a huge difference. See, the motors being delivered by Bosch and Panasonic, to me, are very inefficient and very. It appeals to people. It's really bringing back the internal combustion engine. You might as well put a small internal combustion engine in the bicycle and run it with a chain. Right.
Yeah,
so
okay.
So it is to me, it is an absolute insanity to be able to use bottom bracket systems on a bicycle, because now you have got a chain driven propulsion system.
Right.
Essentially, you have a scooter. You are you are saying, well, now the only difference is that when I pedal, I get assistance because now your chain is able to move, right? But the sad part is, anytime you have to have a propulsion system, you have an assistance, your chain has to move, and you are limited by the cadence of your legs.
Right.
It's great for, stump jumping. Okay, I can have very light wheels, right? I can have very light wheels, and I have got the weight configured in the middle. It's like, well, might as well have a tiny internal combustion engine if that's what. We are getting away from true bicycle experience.
Okay.
We are getting into more of chain-driven, then it becomes chain-driven motorcycles, right?
Okay.
It is, and I don't think that is bringing a true bicycle experience into the world.
Okay. So then between the front hub and the rear hub, what are your choices?
Well, I think I would prefer front hub if I am doing city driving.
Okay.
Again, it's a riding experience. I'm doing a slow speed driving, then I would prefer a front hub. But the limitation is that the front hub choices, again, it depends on the riding experience. Front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive.
Okay.
Right. So in my opinion, I think rear wheel drive always feels better, but again, it's a matter of preference.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So you've got. I guess the other question is obviously the 250 watt motor is what you're sort of restricted to in Europe. Although I think there are opportunities there to go to 350 for peak and that type of thing. And there's some debate about actually changing that, particularly in areas that are mountainous like Switzerland. And then here in the United States, you're limited to 750 watts federally, but in California, you could technically have a 1,000 watts bicycle.
Right.
And I'm going to have to, there we go, cancel that. I'll talk to him later. I hope he doesn't mind. 1 minute. So you've got, you can legally in California, you can go up to 1,000 watts, but I'm wondering, where does the 1,500 watt, I guess that could almost be what are called a fast e-bike or an off-road bike application, I assume.
Yeah, so in Europe, it is the nominal 250 watt power.
Right.
So so it is very well regulated. The regulations are pretty clear on being able to deliver 250 watt. It's a nominal 250 watt power from the motor.
Right.
Right, and it's very clearly defined. In the U.S., it is less evident what exactly it's meant by 750 watt. Right,
okay.
So it is more of, so you could debate it is continuous or it is peak.
Okay.
Right, it just states 1 horsepower.
Right.
So there is room for confusion.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when we had done, so we have been interpreting to be on the safe side to be 750 watt peak power delivery in the U.S.
Okay.
Right. On the and continuous 750 watt obviously will become a monster in terms of you could then really have a fairly large power delivery for a fairly good sized motor. So the 750 watt peak rating allows you fairly safe riding on the US roads, right? 1,000 watt you can do in California, and you require a license plate to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Now the 1,500 watt, we have it mainly for our OEM customers to be able to apply on something which is in between a bicycle and a scooter.
Okay, so something more like a moped then.
Yes, right. Yes, and something which would require a license,
right,
to be able to do it. So that's where we are headed with that. We want to be able to push the extend the bicycle circle, the electric bicycle enveloped boundary because the 1,500 watt we think is a very good application, neighborhood application, or as you said, a moped application where again, when you begin to add batteries to it, things become quite heavy, quite fast.
Right.